Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and I am here with the three best friends anyone could ever have, starting with the most amazing special guest tonight, the one and only Jerry Sinclair. How you doing tonight, Jerry?
Jesse, Chad, Austin, my God, is it good to be here. I'm excited. You know, the football season ended. Sad time for all of us. Then the combine hits, and now we're into free agency, and that means we are on the precipice of the NFL draft. Good God, is there a better time to be alive if you play this game? It's the drug that hits my vein and just it gets me through my day. How the hell are all of you?
Same, dude. I was just looking at a couple of my rosters today and just like imagining
like, wow,
players.
this is bad.
Pick.
What did I do? That's what I do.
No, I just look at my draft picks and I say, all right, well, I'm going to be able to fill this hole with that pick, this hole with that pick. They're going to hit right away, and we're going to win the championship. That's it. See, this is the time of year where hope springs eternal.
That's that lifelong Eagles fan in you? Is that what that
That's
is?
right.
Yeah, you should see some of my Patreon teams. You would know that there is no hope for me.
And that voice was the auspicious Austin Bell. How are you doing tonight, Austin?
Oh, dude, I'm great. The Panthers have officially won free agency. I mean, what else could go wrong? I'm good.
Because you paid Jalen Phillips more than you should have paid Brian Burns. Is that why?
Well, actually, he got the same that Brian Burns got 2 years later when the cap is $50 million more. But yes, you were correct.
All right.
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm glad you're doing good.
I am doing good. Thank you. And my main man, Chad Mendoza, is he right about that? Is that a better signing than Brian Burns?
No, it's not. But I'm happy for Austin. His team's looking better. And
competent.
And they were good last year, so I'm excited for him. You can't hate too much on my fellow strugglers out there. Everybody, I think Jerry's in there too. Well, not in recent years, but he's got a long history.
They've also done absolutely nothing. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
listen, we're all chicken littles right now, and we think the sky is falling.
The Lions are kind of like, they're like at a beauty pageant. They're like, they're really, win the swimsuit contest, but really have no, really don't do well in the interview. Can't answer the questions, kind of fall flat when it comes to the talent portion.
Yeah.
No,
that was a great analysis.
Where are we going with this, Jesse?
I'm kidding. Austin, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us when we're not podcasting?
Yeah, YouTube and Facebook at Dynasty Front Office, Twitter and X at Front Office FF, Discord, which links in the description. This week, we'll be bringing you podcasts and videos, all off-season trade bangers, 2026 rookie profiles, and our weekly show. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And again, click the link in the Discord. It's in the show notes. And this week we will be doing free agency review round 1, prospect profile of the week, and trade banger of the week.
Oh. Wrong transition. I always forget to do that. All right, this is free agency review. We've compiled quite a list here. You say it's round 1. Pretty much got this covered. We're going to need to do this again. Is that what you're saying, Austin?
Yeah, there'll be I think there'll be a couple more signings that we'll need to discuss.
Probably don't need a full show for that. All right, Jerry, it's been too long, man. I'm so sorry it took this long to have you on the show. We'll definitely have you back. We're going to do a mock draft soon. Maybe we'll get you on for that too.
Yeah, I've actually done 0 mock drafts. I have decided since I knew... So the last 3 years I've played this game, my strategy has just been to try and hate every single prospect that I could. Because for a while, I would just love everybody that I looked at, and the results were just not good. So now I try and just beat down everybody. And so I've just tried to minimize it as much as I can. I know damn well I'm not a scout. And honestly, I have no desire to even pretend that I am. I just want to win this game, and I feel like the results have been better that way. So I haven't done a mock draft, so I would love to do one with y'all. And just see.
This is a good year to hate most players.
Well, and
you've done good. That's a good strategy.
Which I, from the little bit that I have, because I am an addict to this game, so obviously I've looked into it. I agree with you. And so I'm excited. And I'm sure no matter what happens, I will pick the next Caleb Johnson, the next Hakeem Butler, the next Corey Coleman. I'll find him. I promise you I'll find him.
How did I know Hakeem Butler was going to come up?
Had to.
It's your favorite. It's my Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, you and Ray GQ.
Yeah. So he's the one that turned me on to Jalen Reagor, and that's why I started doing it for myself. That was the prospect that did it. All right, Jay. So one of the first things that happened, it wasn't a free agent move, but in this cycle, was that David Montgomery got traded to the Texans. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you thought he was worth dynasty value-wise before the trade and then after.
If you were a contender, he was a fine person if you had injuries. Like if he was not somebody you were relying on. If you had somebody get hurt, if you were in, bye-week apocalypse, it's week 10, you don't have anybody. If you can pop David Montgomery in there, like you're fine. You feel fine about it. Nobody ever was excited to have David Montgomery going into 2025. And I don't necessarily think they're going to be going into 2026 either, but he's more viable. You can't leave Jahmyr Gibbs and then have Woody Marks as your competition and just think it's not an exponentially better situation. Are you getting a first for him? Hell no. Absolutely not. Because he's still an old crumb bum and nobody's excited about him. But he's one of those guys that if you're going to do a startup and maybe you miss on some running backs, maybe you go wide receiver and quarterback heavy and he's there, you're not upset. I don't think anybody's going to be excited about David Montgomery, but if you already had David Montgomery, you have to be happy. You have to be content with this situation.
Are you plugging him in as a flex starter?
Immediately, probably not if you think you're going to win the league. Assumingly, you would have a better option there. But there's a lot of teams that will be starting David Montgomery in the first couple of weeks. Maybe not week 1, but I think he'll get enough of the volume early in the season that once we get into week 4 and week 5, I think people will be, if you have 2 flex spots, throwing David Montgomery in there, hoping he falls into the end zone.
All right. So you want to hold him for depth. What if I offered you 206?
I would rather have David Montgomery than 206. To harken back to my Dynasty Warzone days, I often said that if a second-round pick fell out of my pocket, I wouldn't bend down and pick it up. So 206 doesn't really do a lot for me.
All right. So what about a high second, like 201 or 202?
I think that's probably the range you're at, and it depends on your situation. I'm fine if somebody wants the second in that situation, and I'm fine if somebody wants David Montgomery in that situation. I'm not going to, think it's egregious either way.
Okay. Chad, do you think it will get to the point where rookie fever takes over and you can get Montgomery for a mid to late second?
I think it's going to depend what happens in the NFL draft. If there's any kind of I think even a running back, they take a running back in the 5th round, there's going to be some opportunity to buy him just because he's not one of those players that's given the benefit of the doubt. But I would do it every time. I'm with Jerry there. So I may be a little bit more bullish even. I think David Montgomery in that offense, with as much as they want to establish the run, I think he's immensely more talented than Woody Marks is. And he's, he didn't have his best season last year, but it was one of his best seasons. And he did look like a little bit more of an explosive player. Breakaway percentage went up. Yards per carry weren't that bad. Everything just looks good. Going into a year where he has the potential to have the main role. I'm buying all day if I can get him around that price or a little bit, a little bit more expensive even.
To just build on what you said there, as a Lions fan who watched a lot of them, some of the problems with the Lions was that they were not giving David Montgomery the ball enough. Now, I know you want to give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball because he's unbelievable, but also David Montgomery was good, and David Montgomery was explosive, and he was the heartbeat of that team a lot when we were having our successful, seasons. So I agree. I think it's going to be a good situation. Happy for the dude. Think he's awesome. And do you want to rely on CJ Stroud? No.
Yeah. This is exactly the kind of player that you go into the season and he is on the championship roster. Like he's in that last flex spot or the second to last flex spot. And you're like, man, before the season started, I could have got this guy for nothing. And he's just one of those guys that helps build championship teams. I think this is the exact kind of player that I'm targeting if I have a competitive roster.
Austin, do you agree with all that?
Yeah. This last year, my guy before injury, I guess technically going in this time last year would have been Joe Mixon. So now it's a healthy version of Joe Mixon.
Okay.
I think the efficiency numbers we're going to see are very similar, if not even better efficiency wise. And Woody Marks doesn't scare me at all. If they don't draft Jadarian Price, I'm not really worried in the draft for his usage this year. So yeah, I'm good to go with Montgomery moving forward. I would absolutely pay pretty much any pick after that Boston, Concepcion, Cooper, Simpson, maybe tight end 2 or /3. So wherever that RB3 is going in this rookie draft, I'm fine giving that pick up for Montgomery.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. But that crap bag of an offensive line doesn't concern you?
Well, they just signed Braden Smith, so that's a good signal.
Okay.
And I'm assuming they're going to spend one of their early picks on at least one offensive lineman. Looking at what they've done on the D, they brought in multiple defensive players in free agency already. So I would assume that they spend that money, spend those draft picks on either a tackle or a guard.
Yeah, they certainly don't need weapons at this point. I think they're pretty loaded.
Man, if they can go with one of their first round picks, if they can go and grab somebody like Awone, at guard,
phenomenal.
The guard from Penn State.
What a pick that would be, and he would contribute to everything they're trying to do, and they have the draft capital to really go and get those guys because they're not going to be early picks just because of positional value. So it's going to be, they're going to have the opportunity to upgrade even more than they have.
Yeah, he could be a top 5 player in this draft.
Talent-wise, I think he probably is.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about DJ Moore a little bit last week, but let's just nail down his price real quick. Jerry, first of all, how do you feel about the fit in with the Bills?
Like from the sky, you look down on, you think Josh Allen, wide receiver 1, it's going to be good, but I have yet to see Josh Allen help somebody be a wide receiver 1. Now, is it? Yeah, for not long, but I mean, definitely better than he did with the Patriots for sure. It's just I don't love it. Like, if you're a contender and you can throw a second at somebody, by all means. DJ Moore is still a very talented guy, and Keon Coleman has proven that he is just not going to be a thing. Josh Allen is always going to rush for touchdowns, but Josh Allen is also awesome and can pass the ball. So if DJ Moore can get open, which he can, you're going to be happy with him. He's another guy he's like the David Montgomery of wide receivers, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, I was just thinking this is another guy that I think is worth a high second.
And you're fine, because what's the hit rate on that second? Is the production of DJ Moore or a David Montgomery or somebody going to outweigh that? Most of the time it is. I'd be fine taking it.
Yeah, last year we had Matthew Golden in that range. Yeah. Exactly. I think I'd rather have DJ Moore.
We also had Luther Burden, so careful picking both ways.
Gross. I did not have him there.
Well, that's where you made a mistake, apparently.
No, I mean, I still don't. All right. I would give a high second for Burden this year for sure.
Well, I mean, you're not getting him for a high second, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's move on to Michael Pittman. Is this a good thing or a bad?
I do want to. I do want to say.
Yeah,
I do want to say one thing about DJ Moore really quickly. Just if you look at Josh Allen's statistical output, not in efficiency outlook or anything like that, but just in what he was asked to do from an attempt standpoint. 2023 was the last one that he was, close to 600 attempts. And every year before that, he was at that number or above 600, or just at it, or just below it. The last 2 years, 483 and 460. And I think that's why we've seen a little bit of the wide receiver struggle, just because, they haven't had the wide receiver to go out there and ask him to, make those big plays. Nobody's getting separation. It's just been a struggle. It may be coincidental, but that's the year that Diggs left, right? So Diggs walks out the door. Josh Allen's asked to throw the ball a hell of a lot less. I'm hoping that DJ Moore steps in and they say, you know what, return to form. Let's let this guy throw the ball a little bit more.
Because I would also argue that that's Joe Brady coming in as OC and now head coach. At Carolina, that's all he wanted to do was run the ball. So I think that when he became OC, that offense changed completely and decided to feature James Cook as the 1A of the offense. So hopefully we can see closer to 5 or 550, but I do think that is a lot of Joe Brady just determining being the running offense first.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to a certain extent, but if you look last year as well, Cook wasn't getting the rush attempts. This is the first year where he's over 300 attempts. Yeah. So it's not like we had that same excuse this year. I do think there's something to it, and maybe Joe Brady does want to just run the ball, but I think there's going to be a lot more questions to be asked when a guy like DJ Moore is on the field.
Yeah.
Anything else on DJ Moore?
How do you feel about DJ Moore, brother?
I like it. I'll go back to what Matt Harmon has been saying about him. He had an opportunity to interview both of these guys before the Super Bowl, and he asked them both kind of about their fit, vague questions about the fit with each other. And Josh Allen just said, I want a guy that can get open and I'll find him. And that's DJ Moore, and that's why he doesn't fit with the Bears. Ben Johnson wants somebody that's a lot more precise and is going to be on his mark when he's supposed to be there. That's not really DJ Moore. So I think I like the fit. I think it's going to be really nice. He's never really been a touchdown guy anyway. So 4 to 6 touchdowns is probably what I see. So I think you'll get a nice fantasy wide receiver 2 season out of him. And I don't know. Austin brought up last week that he could have lost a step. He really hasn't been good the last couple of years, and the metrics aren't good on him. So, the reception perception isn't really good on him. There's a couple routes where he's still green, but overall, you could be right. It could just be disinterest in the offense.
Gotta hate those green routes.
Routes.
Yeah. I don't want to be right. I'm a DJ Moore fan. He hasn't looked like he did previously in his career the past 2 years.
Jerry, I don't know if you know this, but when Jesse says roots, it is customary. We have to call him out on it.
Okay, fair. Because in my head, I wanted to.
Please do next time.
I don't even notice it. I'll try. When I do notes, when I read from notes, I spell it ROWTES. I know to say it that way. All right, let's talk about Michael Pittman. Jerry, is this a good thing or a bad thing that he's gone to the Steelers for his value?
I don't know. Who's their quarterback going to be?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Does that make you tingle in all the right places? I don't know.
No, none of my places.
I don't really think it does. Is it better than the situation that it has been? Probably not. He hasn't ever really been in a conducive spot. He's been a high volume catch guy. hopefully that's the case with DK Metcalf, because at this point, DK Metcalf is a tight end that plays wide receiver, and you have to start him at wide receiver, and it makes him not overly useful for you. I don't know. Michael Pittman has had the worst PR in the history of Dynasty for his whole career. He's essentially been T. Higgins production-wise, and everybody would build a statue for T. Higgins and then crap on Michael Pittman. So he's always sort of been the savvy guy's value wide receiver. Never, he's more steak than he is sizzle. Is it going to stay like that? It's tough to say. I know that's a cop-out answer, sort of, but like if I have Michael Pittman, am I trying to sell him? Probably not. I'm probably just going to hold, and I'm going to see what happens. And if it's a disaster, great. But do I think it's going to skyrocket his value? I don't.
It could absolutely be a disaster. They need to have another plan besides just Aaron Rodgers. I do like the fit, though. You know, he's at the point of his career where he's not going to hang in there and throw the ball downfield. So Michael Pittman, I think his slant route win rate was pretty high this past season. So I think he could be a slant boy kind of PPR scam, give you production that way while we wait for Ty Simpson to develop and Aaron Rodgers to retire. That might be nice. Austin, yeah, what do you think? I mean, is he going to, are we going to get more points out of him or less?
As last year?
Like, in general.
Oh, probably less, if we're going to be honest, and especially for the pace he was on last year before Daniel Jones got hurt. But, I mean, you have to have a little bit of confidence because there's no one else on that offense that scares you to earn targets from them. So unless they go in the first round and a Tyson or a Lemon falls to their pick, which is possible, other than that, nobody really scares me in that offense to earn a fair share of targets to keep him away from Pittman. I mean, DK is going to get his, but so what? I could still see Pittman earning an average of 8 targets a game. And if that's from Aaron Rodgers, he's going to produce. You know, it may not be for 120 yards a game, but sure, if it's 8 for 60 average, it's going to be pretty productive. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But as a contender, I'll take him as one of my bench guys that I can have in a flex play.
Chad, would you take 206 for
him? Depends on the roster. I mean, it's going to be tough getting more than that just because of Pittman's age. And the landing spot is just not really, it's not ideal because it's capped, right? Even if he does have a good season this year, going forward, Aaron Rodgers is not there forever. And if he is, that's not a good thing either. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like if you need some depth for a championship run, like David Montgomery, but to a lesser extent, this is one of those players you can go after and just fortify things a little bit.
I do want to say Pittman is younger than DJ Moore, which is surprising to me. When
I thought they were the same age.
They are, but 6 months younger. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, but one's with Josh Allen and one's not.
True, right. Absolutely. I'm not saying I'd prefer one or another.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference. All right, let's go to the guy that really got the bag, Alec Pierce. Jerry, are you buying this last season that he had with Danny Dimes?
No.
No,
I am not. Okay. Alec Pierce is going to be the same person that Alec Pierce has always been. At some point, Daniel Jones decided, I'm just going to start throwing it to him down the field a bunch. And that's what he did. If I look at what he has done throughout his career, why would I assume that he deserves to be paid the same amount of money that Amon-Ra St. Brown is? Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown got that money 3 years ago, so that's a little wishy-washy of me to say, but I'm good. I'm not relying on Alec Pierce. If I have Alec Pierce, I would gladly sell Alec Pierce. Not my cup of tea.
I don't think that high second's getting it done. Chad, would you pay 110?
No, I wouldn't pay 110, but I do think a second's getting it done. I do think a high second is
A
getting
high
it done.
second, yeah.
I acquired one share in the last few days, and I'm in talks with a couple other people to try to get a couple shares. I do like him around that price. I watched a lot of, you guys know I'm rooting for Daniel Jones. I want him to do well. So I did watch a lot of Colts football last season for the first time in quite a while.
Rooting or routing?
I'm supporting. And I think he's good at football, man. I think Alec Pierce is a heck of a player. I did not expect him. I did not expect to like Alec Pierce so much. I think he's good. And I'm gonna try to get shares cheap. I had a couple shares, just from drafting him. You couldn't really trade him for anything up until now, so it's one of those things. With the contract, he's going to be given the opportunity. If I didn't see what I saw last season, I would be probably where Jerry's at now, but I'm a little bit more optimistic.
He took a huge step forward.
100%. I think the reason I'm skeptical is I don't see a path towards more production.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael Pittman is gone, and yes, he is going to be really the only guy of consequence there, most likely. But is his role going to dramatically change? That's the thing that I'm questioning. So do I want to pay more if I'm going to get 1,005? It could he get 11 and 8, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns and make me look really stupid? Absolutely. 100%. It's hard for me to see it with that situation there.
That's a good point. The role has to change. Like they can't deploy him the same way they did last season or any season before that. There has to be an expansion on that. And you would hope that with Michael Pittman and that immediate, because Michael Pittman has not been an explosive deep threat ever.
No.
Right? That was been Alec Pierce since Alec Pierce got there. But if they allow Alec Pierce to come and do a little bit more of the intermediate and short work that Michael Pittman had, that's where you're getting your value. If that doesn't happen, the way Jerry thinks it might not happen, then yeah, he's a dead asset at that point. He's not bringing you value.
But to just counter myself and to agree with you, if he does grow into that role, because if you truly believe that he is a good player and you believe in Alec Pierce like that, and he does grow yet again because he did take a dramatic step forward, if he can take another one, then you're not talking about an incremental growth. Like if he can take that route tree and that chunk of the offense that Michael Pittman had and still maintain what he did, you're talking about a 1,300 yard player. And I think you might have sold me, Chad. I think I may be wrong on Alec Pierce.
Yeah, for me, it's if the opportunity meets the talent, right? And I saw the talent last year, and you think with the contract, you want to give the Colts the benefit of the doubt and say that they're going to give him the opportunity, but it is a guessing game. It is a guessing game. If they don't,
True.
Then yeah, the high upside is just not there.
Yeah,
I feel like you kind of have to listen to 4 years, $112 million,
Yeah.
at least until we see otherwise. I mean, I've been listening to Chad for a couple months now tell me that Alec Pierce is an above average receiver, if not even better than that, and that's good. So the Colts are saying he's a great receiver. So we need to see them deploy him like that. And yeah, I mean, his value could exponentially gain. As Jerry said, I mean, it's not going to be incremental. If that route tree adjusts even just a little bit, it's going to be an exponential gain. And he could be worth, that mid-first next year, not an early second, which is a large value gap, as we all know.
Yeah, because I think we're kind of downplaying what he did last season, and just the fact that what he did is not relevant as much for fantasy, right? From like a high level or high end piece, but from like an NFL talent or like play perspective, what he was asked to do and how he did it was elite last year, like nothing but elite in his role, right? It's just about the expansion.
I agree with that. Here are the issues that I have. One, they have 2 players that are specialists in intermediate and short area in Tyler Warren and Josh Downs. So that is going to suck a lot of those targets. I'm not saying there's no room for him to work in there. There's a lot of vacated targets from Pittman. My other issue is the Achilles for Dimes. If he comes in and is not mobile and is a statue back there because of the Achilles, and that's what we've seen out of the last 2 quarterbacks that had that. Granted, Cousins and Rodgers were a lot older, but it's definitely going to affect his mobility. If he's not the same guy, that's real trouble.
Well, I mean, just to counter that a little bit is just this week with the signing, the 2-year, I think it was $88 million.
Mhm.
I mean, we've seen multiple people talk about that he's going to be ready to go week 1, not like coming into healthy, like ready to go week 1. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to see some kind of mobility loss early on, and it's one of the worst injuries in sports. But it also kind of helps Alec Pierce mold into a different receiver, because Daniel Jones isn't going to be able to sit back there for 4 or 5 seconds and wait for Pierce to get 40 or 50 yards down the field. So Pierce will have to adapt if he's going to be the 4-year, $112 million receiver that we're thinking he's going to be. So it could actually help him early on.
I agree. And to expound on that a little bit, or to provide another point adding to that, Daniel Jones is not the quarterback he was with the Giants as far as like his playing style even. He's not running the ball. Like they're just not asking him to run the ball. For the entire, 12 or 13 games that he played last year, he had 2 games above 6 rushing attempts. He would have 2 in the first 2 games with the Giants. So
it's more about the mobility in the pocket for me.
But he's not even a big pocket mover. He's just not. He's a very straight line speed kind of guy, but he's never been the guy that's moving around the pocket very much.
Which is true. He is a straight line guy,
which is one of his biggest issues. He's not a quick footed player. But the Colts were able to protect him because that line was playing really dominant last year. If they're able to maintain that going forward, I have a lot of optimism for him going into 2026.
I do have a lot of faith in that coaching staff, so fingers crossed anyway that it all works out. There's a lot of players in that offense that I care about. I mean, there's a couple dime shares that I got cheap. There's one that I sold to Austin really cheap.
Appreciate you.
There's all my
charity.
There's all my JT shares. There's all my Josh Downs shares that I got with my late seconds and never gave up on. There's the Tyler Warren shares that I don't have that I need to acquire.
Brother, you ain't getting them now.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck.
I hear you. I've been thinking about trading Trey McBride for Tyler Warren in a first. Sounds crazy.
I'm gonna be
doesn't it?
honest. I was on your train when you brought that up in the Discord last week.
Yeah.
And then I got told that Jacoby Brissett's going to be the starter for the Cardinals moving forward. And never mind.
I know. That's
never mind.
Yeah. And I said that it was hypothetical, but in truth, I was talking about Einstein's, and Austin, you have Loveland.
I would not sell you a 27 first in
I
that
have
league
Loveland.
either
And
way.
Chad,
so.
I have
Warren.
I have Loveland.
Okay, you have
yeah.
Warren, and Chad has Loveland. So I was talking about you,
Yeah,
to
that
you
wasn't
guys,
happening.
about you guys. So,
But the cool thing is with Brissett is they also have a backup in Gardner Minshew who hyper targets tight ends. So either way, next year McBride might have 400 targets. There's a real chance that he breaks every tight end record next year.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. All right, let's stay on the Cardinals for a minute. They re-signed Connor. They brought in Algier. They still have McBride. They brought back Bam Knight. Jerry, do you want any of them?
I mean, that's a good question.
I think you meant Benson, not McBride, by the way. In that,
Okay.
Yeah,
Trey Benson.
yeah.
Sorry.
Because yes, I would enjoy
yeah.
McBride on a lot of teams. Not really. Like, you're going to be happy that you have James Conner for probably 3 games, and they're not going to be the first 3. It's just going to be a random 3 that are going to be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And you will never know when to do it. You couldn't trade for him. You couldn't profit. No, I'm good. They've proven they don't give a damn about Trey Benson either. And I'm sure I've got some shares stuck in my back pocket somewhere on teams, and that's unfortunate, but nah, I'm good. That offense is McBride and me.
What about Marvin Harris? What about Marvin Harrison? Do you still have hope?
intriguing. No, yeah, I do. I do still have hope. I don't think it's a lost cause, and I think the hate has probably gone a little too far. But also, at some point, brother, I need you to show me. You got to stop being sizzle and start being steak. I hate to use the same cliche twice, but that boy has been riding on the best PR that anyone has ever had, and I got to see something. We saw Michael Wilson leave you in the dirt last year.
He looked pretty good. Then Michael Wilson looked great.
He did.
Would you pay 106 for Marvin Harrison?
Probably not.
Austin?
Yeah.
I figured you would. Chad?
Depends on the premium in the league. I know that's a cop out, but it's right on the border of where I would be taking.
Oh, because you're thinking you would take Sadiq with 106 possibly.
Potentially, if it's like a 1 point premium or something. But in a standard like 0.5 premium league or something, or I guess my standard 0.5 premium league now. But I guess I'm gonna go with Marvin Harrison, but I don't feel great about it.
Let me do a caveat. I would take it right now, but I also am under the impression that I'm going to hold that draft pick until April 26th, and 106 on April 26th is going to get me a player that if I trade it, better than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, then I'm not going any higher.
Yeah,
I guess. Actually, Austin, you seem the
That's
highest.
the spot.
That's the spot. You wouldn't pay 105.
No, I want one of those receivers. Let me re-roll in one of those receivers.
Yeah. Lemon or Tyson.
Or Tate, whichever one falls. Yeah.
I can't decide if Tennessee's going to take Tate or Love, but it's going to be one of those guys.
I mean, they could go all different directions. It's just like Arizona's pick. It's a wide open spot for them.
Yeah. God, what if Arizona took one?
What if they took Love after what we just talked about?
All right, let's get to a little more exciting position. Let's talk quarterback. Jerry, are you excited about Malik Willis to the Dolphins? Were you buying those 89 pass attempts with the Packers? Or do you think he's the Titans guy?
I mean, he's better than that, but I'm just not a Malik Willis guy. So if you guys are, let me hear the argument. I was never really a Malik Willis guy. Everybody wanted the Lions to draft him. All the Lions fans wanted us to draft him second overall the year he came out. Dumbest fan base that you've ever heard.
There were a lot of people that thought he was going to go.
Which I agree, but let's just say Aiden Hutchinson was better.
Yeah.
I mean, you can dump it to Devon Achane and he can take it to a house and that can help you get fantasy points. Jalen Waddle is fine-ish. There's some love there, but also who knows what that offensive system is going to look like without McDaniel? Who knows what anything is going to look like down there? I'd rather not rely on it. It's one of those situations that if I had Malik Willis, cool, I profited. I'm probably going to sell him.
Let's say time.
And if he explodes and I'm wrong, so be it. I just think more often than not, Malik Willis is not going to be a long-term asset on my Dynasty team, so I'd rather just have an immediate profit.
Let's say Ty Simpson goes in the late first. Decent landing spot. Would you rather have him or Malik Willis?
Probably Ty Simpson. I really don't believe in Malik Willis. He doesn't have LaFleur to just prop him up. True.
He's got LaFleur's quarterbacks coach or something like that. It's probably their OC.
Which is fine, but that's like, every assistant coach that ever left Bill Belichick, they just because you were their assistant coach doesn't mean you have the brains that they had.
Vrabel's the only one that seems to have worked out.
I hate Matt Patricia, and I hope that he steps on every Lego that he ever comes across.
I want to lock Matt Patricia in a room with Chip Kelly and make them battle royale it out until one or both are dead.
And Ryan Day did that, and they won, which is gross.
I like how Jerry comes with like the Lego kind of situation, and then Jesse's like, "No, battle to the death."
Yeah, I mean, he's an Eagles fan. What do we expect?
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I was like, oh, that's pretty tasteful. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Legos, they hurt, but Jesse's like, kill them all.
Yeah, seek and destroy. All right, Austin, what do you think about Willis? I mean, he's got rushing upside. He's got the HN safety valve, the speed down the field and waddle. You think it could work?
Of course he could. I mean, what we've seen the past year has got to be exciting, but also I think the Dolphins are going to try to be one of the worst teams in football this year, which is not an exciting thing to have with the quarterback you haven't seen with a safety, any kind of value floor for him. So, I mean, he's kind of tied there for 2 years, but that doesn't mean he's going to start there for 2 years. Could also be, they may be willing to pay $20-some million this year to try to go for the 101 next year. That as a franchise, they may think that's a smart thing to do. Hey, this could work. And if it does, great. We don't have to spend a high draft pick on a quarterback. We could go get, Jeremiah Smith. But if it doesn't work, cool. We wasted $25 million on a waste of a year anyway, and we'll go get a quarterback. So I think it's pretty smart on their part, the way they structure the contract. But, it could work for fantasy, especially it could work. I mean, we've watched Justin Fields not be good plenty of times and watch him produce very well for fantasy. So, there's a huge range of outcomes, and he likely falls somewhere in between Justin Fields and maybe what we've seen with Sam Darnold recently. Somewhere in between that range, you just don't have a clue. I don't have a clue, at least, of where that range, where it's going to be.
The rushing upside excites me.
Yeah.
Chad, will you give me 107 for him?
No, you've missed your window. I mean, it's one of those things like, don't try to get on the train late. You had months and months and months to go out there and buy Malik Willis. Everybody should have seen this coming. So if
we've been talking about it for months.
Yeah, if you didn't do it, then you missed. Go find the next Malik Willis because there's going to be another one at some point, right? So it's just not for me. It's not really time to pay up for a guy like Malik Willis. There's too much risk there. Yeah, it could be really nice for fantasy just because of the rushing upside, like Austin was mentioning. But I mean, 2 months ago you could have got him for the 204, 205. So why are you paying the 107 now? Because you knew this was going to happen. He was going to go in free agency for a decent amount of money. And I don't even think the landing spot is like ridiculously great, So, that's just where I'm at. Not buying at the moment.
Okay. I hear you. So if you have him, are you holding him though?
I mean, I'll shop for sure.
Yeah. Shop him.
You take a late first.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm shopping. I'm going to see what people will offer. I mean, would I rather have KC Concepcion or Malik Willis? At this point in time, probably Malik Willis. But come May 1st, maybe KC Concepcion. So I'm going to shop and let people see what they want to spend before I go and, just to take a late first that comes to me now.
I also think it's the amount of ownership you have, right? Like if you were a smart Dynasty owner and you went out there and you bought a bunch of Malik Willis, during last season, right? Or, the beginning of the off season, and you have a 50% shares across your league, then get rid of a few, get down to 15%, 20%, share percentage and, profit a little bit. But if you got one, and you believe in him as a player, there's no need to sell if you don't, the potential for him to be a high upside player from a fantasy perspective is very real.
Yeah. We likely see more hype before September when they actually play a down as well.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance the price does go up.
Oh, him running around in training camp is going to do things on Twitter and people are going to be stupid. It's going to be great.
Yeah. He's going to throw a deep bomb to Waddle.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, wait till that joint practice when he throws a dot over top of this cornerback and everybody, the price could get pretty expensive really fast. Really, I think the smart move would be is go get a 27 first and see if you can get anything else on top of that from a QB needy team, especially as the hype gets bigger and bigger. I think that's more of the smart move. Get that insulated pick that's only going to accrue value over these next 12 months.
Fair enough. Okay. Malik Willis. I feel like I've buried the lead. There's some really big signings that we haven't talked about yet. Jerry, what's a better fit, and who would you rather have in Dynasty? Ken Walker to the Chiefs or Travis Etienne to the Saints?
I mean, Travis Etienne, you have to deal with Alvin Kamara. Now, granted, it's going to be a short. Yeah, I mean, fair. But he
might be retiring.
With the information that I have now, I do have to deal with him in the short term. I think the offense for the Chiefs is going to be better. And also, I went to Michigan State, so I am so unbelievably biased about Ken Walker.
I forgot about you and Ken Walker.
But also, I think I like Travis Etienne, the player, better. It's tough. I think you're fine either way. I think this is just something that we all do because we like to, we play this game too much and we like to argue about it. I think if you have either one of these guys, I think they're both in sort of that same tier. I think they will be relevant for about equal amounts of time. They will be equally as productive. I am fine either way.
Worth 2 firsts?
I am not a person that's going to pay you 2 firsts for a running back.
1st and 2 seconds?
I don't care about seconds, so absolutely, you got it, buddy. But I mean, it depends what that first is. Also,
yeah,
I'm not a send 2 firsts for a running back guy. If it's not a young wide receiver or quarterback, I will just hold my first.
So
and then take Caleb Johnson with it and regret the decision.
Yeah, God, those shares are staring me at the face. I mean, in the face on some rosters too. Chad, who would you rather have? You're muted.
For me, it's Kenneth Walker. But it's not that far apart. I just think Kenneth Walker's a better player. And I'm interested to see what his role looks like in Kansas City because it's been so limited. The role that he was given in Seattle was so limited. The fact that we were able to see the level of talent from him in that amount of limited play, it's so enticing to me. Especially with the contract he was given. They're gonna do everything they can possibly do to get the ball in his hands. I'm very, very excited about him in Kansas City. And you guys know I'm not the landing spot hype guy. It's not something I do very often, especially with Kansas City because I think that's a little bit overblown. But in this current situation, I like it a lot.
Austin, thoughts?
I think Kenneth Walker is a sell. I think we are at ultimate hype coming off a Super Bowl MVP, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, his usage was down, but a lot of that's because he couldn't stay healthy his whole career. Wake Forest, Michigan State, Seattle. When he got a ton of touches, he got hurt. That's what he did. That was the worry coming out of college. I remember that. So I do think he is going to see a period of extreme usage and production. But I also think that will come with a much higher risk than your average running back for injuries. So I just looked on Keep Trade Cut to get an idea, see if I was in the right range. And they're saying right now the 103 for Kenneth Walker's dead even.
That's crazy.
And I'm taking the 103 all day.
Yeah. And I agree. He's not a buy. I'm not buying him. I'd rather have Kenneth Walker at the current moment, but I'm not going out there and buying him. I mean, last season he was my buy all season. We sat here on the podcast and we preached that over and over again. Buy Kenneth Walker, he's in a contract year. Buy Kenneth Walker, he's in a contract year. Again, same thing with Malik Willis. It's too late, guys.
Some of the players he's above in KTC are nuts.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, I'm shopping that. I'm going to send any Walker share I have. I'm going to send it for the 103 and see if somebody will take it. Whereas for me, Travis Etienne, I really like that fit. With Kellen Moore, I think that is a great fit. Kamara does not scare me at all at this point in his career. I think he's more likely to retire than to be a threat to Travis Etienne. So I'm all for it.
I think they're going to cut him if he doesn't retire, actually.
God, that'd be sad.
So I'm off. Yeah, it is. It's such a quick downfall and from such a great player. But for me, ETN, that's a perfect fit for him in that offense with Kellen Moore. So I'm all wheels up on that.
And he's a Louisiana kid, so you know he wants to help the Saints, which is also, I mean, I know that's not something that we can quantify, but just a passion for the game. And Kenneth Walker in Kansas City, it's going to be tough. I mean, you were literally just in the Super Bowl, winning the MVP, and now you're on a new team, moving to, as somebody who, I mean, not that Michigan is great, but when you move somewhere and you end up in the middle of the country surrounded by corn, not exactly the most enticing thing that has ever happened.
Seattle's a pretty nice city too. Yeah, it's got to be some culture shock.
I think Austin is right. I think the range of outcomes with Travis Etienne pretty steady. Like you know about what is going to happen with Kenneth Walker. Either you're going to get Andy Reid going back to the running back guy that he was back in the day, or you're going to get the hurt, boring Kenneth Walker that you have seen for most of his career. Now, he has the explosive runs. He can, catch the ball as much as that was a thing as a prospect. But most of the time, what do you see from him? You see 12 carries for 60 yards, which is fine. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not going to help me win my league. So if you can get the 103, good God. Except.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have Cornell Tate. So Etienne is quite a bit cheaper. He's way on KTC. He's way further down.
I don't think people love that landing spot. I don't think they're thinking that this is Kellen Moore like that. I don't think it's clicked for a lot of people yet. So I'm moving any first outside of that big top tier to see if I can get ETN. If I can get accepted in any of them, I'm doing it, especially on a team I need a running back.
Love Throw in a late second.
Sure. Yeah. In this class, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Travis Etienne's never really been loved either. So I'm not surprised that his keep trade cut is lower.
Yeah.
Chad, I know you don't like to target running backs in this tier. Would you pay that? Late first and a late second?
Yeah, because I think the potential, upside is there. The guys that I'm trying to stay away from are the very short term, more predictable, guys that you can get, in season once you know they're healthy and you need them, right? It's just in the off season, I'm not going and buying those players right now. I think a guy like ETN has the potential to even gain value going into the season. So I would have no problem with that.
Yeah, at one point, 2 or 3 seasons ago, he had a great season, and in season he was valued at probably where Ken Walker is right now.
The only caveat that I will throw in there is I think the landing spot issue where it gets a little worrisome is if the Saints don't drastically improve their run blocking. Because we know what Travis Etienne can do in the pass game, but he's also got to run the ball, and the Saints were probably the worst team in football in run blocking. So, if not the worst, probably second worst. So, it's got to get better. It's got to get better. This year.
They've signed
They've signed 2 linemen so far.
Okay. Yeah. And
one to pretty big money.
Mickey Loomis has basically been spouting off about it, how he's going to improve the offensive line. So I don't think they're done. I wouldn't be surprised if they took like Fanu or I forget who the other tackle is.
Lomu.
Yeah. Or even the other one.
Freeland.
Yeah. Thank you. More of a traits guy, I think. All right. So another big fireworks signing, Mike Evans to the Niners. Does that matter to you at all, Jerry? Or is he just washed?
I mean, I don't think he's washed, but it's like, what's he going to be? Is he going to be Devontae Adams, or is he going to be DeAndre Hopkins' late career? Well, Devontae Adams has Matthew Stafford, the single best quarterback that has ever helped wide receivers in the history of fantasy football. He doesn't have him. So I think it's probably going to be more towards the end career Julio Jones, end career DeAndre Hopkins. You'll have a couple games where he's, you're happy to have him, but are you relying on him? If you're a contender, are you just gunning to go after Mike Evans? I don't think you are. I think you have many better options than that already on your team, let alone if you're going to go out and try and acquire. If he's cheap, if he's free, by all means, but doesn't do much for me.
He's not exactly free, but would you rather have Mike Evans or Quentin Johnston?
Probably Quentin Johnston, because even if I have to just deal with Quentin Johnston, like I'm not going to start Quentin Johnston, but maybe if he gets a change of scenery, maybe if something happens, maybe I'll get a 5th-year Devontae Parker breakout at some point. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, because of the youth, that's enticing. What about someone older like Evans or Terry McLaurin?
Probably Terry. I mean, we'll see what they do, but
all right. So you're fairly down on him.
I'm not.
Okay, Austin.
You think he's getting 1,000?
I just think he's so talented, and I think he's still got the game. I think barring injury last year, 1,000 was easy for him. I think Brock Purdy's an accurate enough quarterback and willing to throw it even when he shouldn't. And the good thing about Mike Evans is he is very good at making quarterbacks look good. He's done that against
Johnny
my Panthers
Manziel,
for
baby.
so many years. I'm so glad he's out of the division. But they structured the contract really well. So it's really like a 1+1 with a 3rd year that looks pretty on the contract. So yeah, I mean, we could see a Nuke Hopkins situation, but I'm leaning more towards a Devontae Adams-esque type season. I think he's just too good of a player to give up on. I think he's a flex play currently. I don't think he's a wide receiver 2 or 3 on my roster as a contender, but I think he's a safe flex play.
Would you give up Jaden Reed to find out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Which side of this are you on, Chad?
I'm on Austin's side. I have one share of Mike Evans in a league that I'm competitive in. And I feel I just instinctually felt really great about it. Did a little bit of digging into Mike Evans, very minimal season last year and then the season before. I still think the talent's there. We haven't really seen a fall off necessarily, just, some injuries, right? So I want to see what he does. Maybe I would feel a little bit different if the 49ers, if their best wide receiver wasn't Christian McCaffrey. But he is,
Yeah.
and there's nobody else there. Brandon Ayuk is gone, essentially.
Yeah.
Ricky
Pearsall.
Pearsall is still just a thought, right? He's a thought experiment
Yeah.
at this point. So
Thank you, Chad. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
I agree.
true.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and yeah, I'll run with him.
I feel like if I'm in that position where I'm a contender that has him already, yeah,
I mean, I'm not selling him if I have him.
Yeah,
I'd probably sell him for a younger guy.
He's in that
Wow.
boat for me where if you're a contender and you have Mike Evans, you're not
Like I'm
getting
chilling.
anything substantial yet to counteract what he could potentially give you as a player. He's one of those guys that coming into the season, you don't expect him to be on a championship roster. Again, this is the 3rd time I'm saying it this podcast. He could be. He could be that guy on the championship roster this year. So I'm excited for him.
He could.
I think it's more likely than not, personally. Just watching the player throughout his entire career and like last year, he didn't drop off. There was no difference in his production and play style. And like I said, Brock Purdy will throw the ball. That is one thing he's gotten in trouble about numerous times, is throwing it where he shouldn't. Mike Evans is pretty dang good at catching it.
I just think that this could be his last sell window. This could be the last chance that you have to get any significant value for him, and then it's closed and he dies on your roster.
Yeah,
That's fine though. This
Devontae
is the
Adams,
kind of
too,
player
and
you
how'd
want to
that go?
die on your roster.
Yeah.
There are players out there, Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams,
Kamara died on a bunch of my roster.
Yeah, there's guys that you don't mind dying on your roster because they're paying the bills, right? They're getting you the league winnings. Now, if you're in a $10 league and you don't care that much about winning and you want to reset it and have fun and play, go ahead and do your thing, But I'm in some leagues with some money and I want to win. I like money, so I'm keeping Mike Evans and he'll probably die, rather than getting the 206, 207.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. Is he that guy? Is he that type of player that you'll let die on your roster? Okay. Because, I mean, you are absolutely taking that risk. All right, a couple more wide receivers. Let's play the same game that we played with Etienne and Walker. Jerry, would you rather have Wan'Dale Robinson with the Titans, 4 years, $70 million, or Dubs with the Patriots, 4 years, $68 million? So essentially the same contract.
I like Wan'Dale Robinson, the player, more, and I have not been a Romeo guy. But I don't know that Cam Ward is going to be helpful to Wan'Dale Robinson. The situation last year with Cam was have fun, bud. Go out there, do whatever you can. We're not going to give you anything to help you.
Yeah.
So
here's Chimera DK.
Yeah, like maybe I just have recency bias, and so I'm just, based on what I saw last year, I'm going, okay, this guy's not cut out for it, and no matter who's there is going to be bad, and that's probably not fair to do. I do like Wan'Dale Robinson, not really a Dubes guy, but that situation is better. I'm sort of fine either way. What does Keep Trade Cut say they're worth right now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I got it.
Okay.
For me, it's pretty easily Dobbs currently. Now, I also think there's a really significant chance that the Patriots aren't done adding at receiver, and that could change my value significantly. But if you're telling me right now it's what Boutte, Dobbs, and who for him for target share, so with Drake May coming off of that, I think I'll take Dobbs pretty easily. But they have Wan'Dale up like a late fourth difference, so basically the same.
Okay. Nothing. Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Tennessee Titans better not be done at wide receiver because
for sure.
They brought in Wan'Dale Robinson and Daniel Bellinger, and they won the Giants so many games last year. So,
could you imagine being Cam Ward and you're in the locker room and the coaches come to you and they're like, "Hey man, we got you some weapons. We really want you to succeed this year. Here are your new guys. This is Chimera and Ellick." What's up, guys? Let's go.
I think the real conversation are either of them going to be worth anything on your teams? Do any of them help you win games? That's the question I want to ask you guys.
I think both can be flex plays. It's just, are you going to be comfortable enough starting them each week to know when that flex play victory is going to be the question. And I think Dobbs is going to be the safer of the two options currently. Like I said, I think that we are far enough out between the draft, and like I said, I still think there's a big name that the Patriots are eyeing at the receiver position that could change drastically my opinions.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
I think Dobbs has the definitely. I think he's going to be a better player. Just watching the games. Wan'Dale Robinson is just a cheat code, man. Like what he does on the field, especially going back with Dayball and what Dayball likes to do with him, he's going to get peppered with targets for no reason. Like he
is. That's true.
It's going to be stupid. There are games I watched last year with Brian Daboll, and I'm like, we need 15 yards. Why are we throwing the ball 4 yards down the field to Wan'Dale Robinson? And that was just the game plan. That's just what he does. And, we didn't have Malik Neighbors in New York last year because of injury. Tennessee Titans don't have a Malik Neighbors. So unless they go out there and get somebody, currently how it stands, I think Wan'Dale's going to have another great cheat code year.
Yeah. It's hard to argue
super
with.
Young, if I remember right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both probably like 25 or something, but
26, I think. But Dubs has the better quarterback.
He does.
Drake May compared to Cam Ward is just miles and just so much different. It's hard for me.
By the way,
they're the same age as what?
25.
25. Dobbs will be 26 soon, though.
Well, but Wan'Dale, my thing is,
like
Wan'Dale doesn't need good quarterback play. He doesn't need anything.
No.
He just needs.
All he needs is a quarterback on time. And can Ward do that is the question.
That is.
I don't even think it's that. It's all they do is move him around, get him in space, and throw him the ball and say, "Let's see what you can do after the catch." Is essentially what they do with him. It's not pretty to watch in person, but it's effective for fantasy. And if he wasn't with Dayball, then I would go Dobbs, no question about it. It's just that he's back with Dayball. I saw what Dayball did with him and tried to do with him the last few years. I think he's extremely safe.
Okay, I agree for a season. I think things would have to change in Tennessee. Either they add weapons or people get fired, and Cam Ward loses his job. One or the other. It's not going to go on being a PPR scam forever. All right. I would take either one for a mid to late second, especially in this draft. But I probably would take either one for a late second in any draft, to be honest. But so in this draft, mid. All right. Let's do Kyler, and then we probably got to get out of here. It's getting kind of late. We don't want to take up too much of Jerry's time.
We got to do another Would You Rather, Kyler or your favorite person, Tua. You think we were going to get out of here and not talk about Tua, Jesse?
All right, Jerry, Kyler or Tua?
Hold on, my AirPods died on me, and I had you guys talking through here. Can you hear yourself through my microphone?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
No, we're good, though.
Okay. I mean, I have always been an idiot for sort of both of these guys. I was a sucker when they came out. I would like Kyler because he has Justin Jefferson, and that is pretty much the whole argument.
Tua's got Drake.
Yeah, but he's fine. You're not Justin Jefferson.
I hear you. I just think Tua's shell-shocked at this point, and Austin and I were talking offline a little bit about this. I don't like the idea of Tua getting under center with Stefanski. I mean, it's just, I don't know what would really work for Tua at this point. I'm just scared that his careers might be a couple games from being over.
Yeah, I mean I think it's Kyler pretty easy for me.
Yeah. I didn't want to play this game, Austin. You insisted.
Yeah, of course. I had to bring up Tua because there's a good chance he's going to be the starter this year. So
yeah, I don't think
his value does increase with this signing, and he does go to an offense that has weapons and he can produce with. But if we want to talk about a team that did not do good so far this offseason, it's the Falcons. I mean, I'm sorry, but their signings: Jake Bailey, Austin Hooper, Cam Thomas, Christian Harris, Chris Williams, Corey Levin, Nick Folk, Channing Tindall, Azeez Ojulari, Olamide Zaccheaus, Lakale London, and Samson Igbuka. How many names do y'all know?
Olamide Zaccheaus.
You missed Jahan Dotson.
It's not on signed players under NFL currently, so maybe he hasn't officially signed yet.
For Azeez Ojulari when he came into the league.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of the names, but the point is
you didn't know they were still in the league.
Their roster. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I mean, they obviously needed to improve their roster, and to me, they didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't think that helps anyone in that organization to be a better asset moving forward. So that does worry me a little bit for all parties outside of Bijan to be better in 26.
Chad, what does this do to Drake's value?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
He's still top 7-8 receiver.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Scary for me. I don't know that I'm going out and buying a Drake London at this point.
He's never been benefited from quarterback play.
Yeah.
No. No, he's the guy. He's the guy that elevates the quarterback. Yeah,
now he's got two lefties to throw to him. So you just hope one of them is healthy enough to make it happen.
That cracks me up. I know that GM sitting in his office going, "Oh, I'm so smart. Both my quarterbacks are left-handed." Line that sucker up.
God,
all right. Let's talk about Kyler.
Okay.
Okay.
No. I was just gonna say I I've been playing college football and I accidentally recruited a left-handed quarterback.
Oh, no.
I can't play him. I can't.
That's
Like
terrible.
he's got great stats. I cannot play him. I don't know why. Honestly, that GM is the dumbest person in the world because it took me one game to be like, I'm never playing this guy ever again.
You got to see if you can go into the edit mode. And
Yeah, change
his hands.
Just retrain him. Austin and I started a dynasty together, and we're like perpetually in week 4, 5 of the season.
I think we made it to 6.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay, yeah, we made it to 6.
Yeah. Oh, my trial ran out. It's part of the problem. I wasn't buying the game, so my trial ran out. That was the end of it.
All right, Kyler. What Jerry? Would you pay anything for Kyler, or is it just like a guy that's on your roster?
I mean,
trying to reclaim some value.
Yeah, I mean, do I think the situation is better? I do probably think it's better. And what's Kyler Murray been his whole career? I don't have the numbers in front of me. I would guess probably QB 15-ish, QB 16-ish.
If you aggregate it, it's been kind of up and down.
Yeah.
He had a QB 6 season.
And is he going to cost that? I don't think he is. So maybe he's worth a buy, but I don't know. I think if you wanted to do that, you needed to do it when the news was bad or he wasn't playing and Jacoby Brissett was playing. Like Chad has said a bunch of times, I think you missed your window. If you believe in Kyler Murray, I don't know that I do. Like, do I think this is better? Like, let's extrapolate this argument a little bit more because I have a ton of Justin Jefferson, which is why I brought him up in the first place. Mm-hmm. Do I think this is better for Justin Jefferson than Sam Darnold was? No. Do I think it's better for Justin Jefferson than Kirk Cousins was? No, I don't. Do I think it's better than J.J. McCarthy? Yeah, because he was absolutely not usable and it was horrible.
Yeah, I think I'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, I would say me, but if you are watching this, you can see that I don't have biceps, so that would be impossible.
Also, I'd have to play left-handed, even though I'm not left-handed, because we got the right hand is all gimpy. But go on.
No, it's fine. It's fine if you have Kyler Murray. I don't think you're spending tons on Kyler. If you have Kyler, you're happy. Like if you had him on your bench, cool, rock on. If he was your QB2 and then last year he was your QB3 because he got hurt and you've patched it together, you're happy that you see a little bit of an increase in value, I think. But you're not really going to go acquire him. If you really hate Kyler Murray, which if you've had Kyler Murray for any extended period of time, there's a good chance he has not helped you win money. And so if you want to get rid of him, I think now is the opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's the real question. What are you comfortable selling for? If you're going to move off because we see a value spike, where are you comfortable getting rid of him? Because currently, this is going to change over this next week now that he's been signed, he's at the 112. We're not getting rid of him for that.
No.
I was going to say 108. I mean, just as a general kind of, but in this draft, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would rather have Kyler.
You're not getting a 27 first for him, I don't think. I mean, anybody that knows anything about that class shouldn't give you, if you can get that, yes, I would jump at it. But anybody that knows anything about that class, they're not giving you that pick.
Chad, where are you at?
Same as you guys.
Give me some Chad analysis right here.
There it is.
I tuned out. I wasn't listening, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. I saw the glazed over look. All right. Guys, anybody else? So the rest of it, I think there are some interesting signings otherwise, but I just kind of, I don't think there's any other dynasty or fantasy starters out there, but is there anybody else?
I think there's two that we definitely missed easily. Okay. Would be Chig Okonkwo and Isaiah Likely.
Where did Chig go?
The Commanders. 3-year, $30 million.
Okay.
I think both of those are impactful for fantasy and for their team. So, I Likely got 3 for $40. So both of those are pretty good investments at the position and likely signify that they're going to be at least the first available option at tight end. And both are younger. I do think that does mean something for fantasy.
Likely, I agree.
Chig's been fine.
Yeah, Jig's actually been good. He just hadn't got the targets.
Yeah, it was just he came out like a firework, and then it was sort of a little dull, and then last year, pretty solid. He's been solid.
It's kind of who he is. Super athletic and raw. You know, I mean, if he's developed into a good player and the Commanders saw that and took advantage of it and are going to use him as a weapon, okay.
And you can shoot Ben Sinnott into the moon.
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think that. I think that dream has died. Yeah, for sure.
But him and Theo Johnson, same guys.
That's Chad's favorite player
of all time.
No,
Chad's gone on so many I hate Theo rants in the last year. But go on, Chad.
Any Giants fan hates Theo Johnson. That's just where we're at currently. He's awful. But anyways, I hope he gets better. I do. But currently he's not good. Chigakonkwo, what's funny to me is in prepping for the show, I went and I looked at, how his performances over the last 4 or 5 years or however he's been in the league. And I think it's the last 3 years he had tight end 21 finishes, like in 3 consecutive years. Thought that was really impressive. So no analysis, just kind of fun. But
brother's consistent.
Yeah. As far as likely goes, if the Giants don't take a tight end, or don't take a wide receiver in the draft, sorry, I am going to be very interested in Isaiah Likely. Right now, I'm not really looking to buy him, but specifically if they don't take a wide receiver in the draft or don't take a wide receiver high in the draft, let's say they go and take Love or trade back or something like that, then I'm going to be very interested because I think he will be the slot player and will take over the Wan'Dale Robinson role in that offense just a little bit more, expanded, just deployed in the slot, basically.
A lot of slot guys available in this draft later, though. Never know what'll happen.
Yeah, but they're not going to be getting paid $40 million.
True. All right, anybody else you guys want to talk about? Gainwell, Dowdle.
I mean, both of those have to have some kind of interest for fantasy. I know who doesn't, and that's Rachaad White. 1 year, $2 million.
That's what he got?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if they go and draft Love, he's a good chance he gets cut.
Wow. Didn't he play with? He's an Arizona State guy, isn't he?
I don't remember.
I think he played with Daniels in college somewhere.
I think you're right.
Yeah, but with Dowdle, 2 year, $12 million. I mean, he's got a good shot to pace the backfield with Warren. I think.
How is he as a pass protector? Because that's what Aaron Rodgers needs.
Yeah, so, literally one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Jalen.
But
Warren
he's going to be he'll be a 2-down player. He just like Carolina, he got phased completely out of the passing game. So Dowdle would be a first and second down guy pretty much exclusively.
I don't want any parts of that. So does his leaving the Panthers do anything for Chuba?
Well, it has Panthers to currently.
They haven't signed anybody, right?
No, they have not, and I don't think they will. They honestly, I don't think they bring anybody in. They may bring a late round guy in. Or an undrafted
talk about
guy.
John Brooks.
Yeah. There you go.
He is the name in Dynasty. You just don't know what you're going to get health wise. I mean, back-to-back ACLs. They say he's going to be ready for the all-season program. What that means, we have no idea. I mean, you can't really have faith as in a actual asset for your Dynasty roster. But if he is healthy coming into week 1, he's going to get a significant amount of usage in that offense.
So the question is, we're about to go into rookie season, which means anybody is going to want rookie picks for the most part, even if it's a class, and we all think it is. It doesn't matter. It's still a drug that we want to consume, and we don't want to miss out. And Jonathan Brooks has been absolutely irrelevant to our minds for the last, couple of years. And we've talked numerous times on this podcast, this show, about missing the pooch on somebody. You already missed your window. You missed your window. If you want Jonathan Brooks, now's your window.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think you might have missed it to an extent, but I think you're still only paying.
Yeah, you're not
like
paying
the 206 to 209.
Yeah, you're not paying floor prices for sure.
Correct.
But
Yeah, I think most managers that have him have had him. And so unless it's a shallower league where you're having to cut people off, I think you're looking at that probably 206, 208 range.
Could be some serious startup value though, because there's going to be a lot of guys that, or when you're in a startup and there's a guy like Jonathan Brooks who's just been out of the zeitgeist forever now, or what seems like forever in NFL time. There's going to be other options that people are looking at, and it's going to push him down even more than if you were to target him and say, hey, you've had Jonathan Brooks for the last 2 years. Can I get him right before, the potential win, I guess, right?
All right. So, all right. Let's answer a trade question in the chat real quick. All right. This is from Jamie. This is from our boy, Jamie. Question for Jerry. Drake May and 210 for Dart, 107 and a 27 first. Which side?
I mean, I'm not really a Dart guy.
Okay.
And sorry, Chad, if that upsets you by any means. I would just rather have a stable quarterback. So the rest of that is sort of irrelevant in that situation because I want to build a team based on foundational players. And do I think 107 and or Jackson Dart are going to be foundational players? I don't really. There's a chance both of them are. Don't get me wrong. I would rather have it if assuming it's a super flex league, which we're all degenerates, and Jamie knows better than to not play in one of those. So. Yeah, I am gonna go with Drake May.
I'd take Drake May all day in that. Chad,
I don't think it's far off. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm with you that I need an elite asset back if I'm trading my number 2 overall quarterback in Superflex.
I think I take the Dart side on that one.
Very super high on Dart though.
Yeah, I'm high on Dart, but I'm also high on Drake May too. I mean, you guys know, like before last season, he was my blow up player, going into the year. I love Drake May, but I think Jackson Dart has that potential as well, and the rushing floor is really nice. So,
which you're not wrong. You're not wrong for sure.
Austin, what do you think?
I think it's the price for Drake May. I think that a non-premium 26 first, which the 107 is, and a 27 first, assuming it's from the person that had the 107 and is hoping to get better, so we're going to assume playoff first. I think that's the price for Drake May. I have no issue paying it for him, and I don't really have an issue getting in return for him. If you believe in Dart, if you believe in Dart, I think this is a good enough return for Drake May to be a worthwhile chance at improving your roster with 2 more picks. So I think that is the price.
I'm just looking at the chat. I was like, it's a fair trade. I just looked at the chat. He said it's a trade I sent him. I did not send him this trade. I don't know. Oh, no, I did send him this trade like a month and a half ago. Okay. Oh. I just forgot about it. Okay. Yeah, my bad. I was like, don't put this on me, man. No, I think it's a fair trade. I mean, I sent it, so.
Yeah, the reason I know it's a fair trade is I would neither sell Drake May for that or give that up for Drake May. So
it's kind of where I'm at. I think it's the right price, and I don't think you're going to get any more for Drake May ever, and I don't know how much better for Dart and 2 late first you can get than May. So
if I have Dart, I'd rather just roll and see how high he can climb.
The worry is the fall. That's the risk compared to where May is pretty dang insulated right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll tell you what, one concussion to Jackson Dart, as much as the media is, he's only had 1 concussion. I know, like, with all the chatter, it feels like more. He's really only had 1 concussion last year. If he gets another concussion, the way the media is going to blow it up, his value is going to drop. It's just going to. And that's just like human nature, right? It has nothing to do with fantasy football, but it's going to affect his value.
All right, guys. I think we're in overtime.
Woo!
Jerry, we have a little tradition around here. When we're done talking football, we should talk about anything we may have watched the last week, movies, TV shows, anything that's interesting you.
And this is on me. I'm on the spot.
You don't have to go first if you
No,
don't.
No, you don't have to go
it's
first.
fine. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I binge TV with the best of them. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch HBO, but I was literally watching the newest episode of The Pitt right before I got on here. It's a solid show. I'm not usually like a hospital guy show. Like, didn't watch ER, didn't watch Grey's Anatomy, didn't watch like any of those shows. It's good. It's got me. Like it reels me in every time. But I'm a slut for a lot of HBO shows. I am. Like, I'm a Game of Thrones guy. Randy used to make fun of me every damn time because I always would try to get him to watch it. It's awesome.
Oh, Chad and I are Game of Thrones guys.
Yeah, like
Austin's not cool.
I mean,
Dang.
Austin's not cool.
I love nerd stuff. Careful.
I mean, the Dunk and Egg series that's on right now is awesome. I wish that the seasons were 3 times longer than they are, but
I mean, we got 15 minutes of that show. What the hell, man?
And listen, I got a dude by a tree, which was just pure cinematic glory.
The comedic timing in that Dunk and Egg show is great. And I keep telling Austin, like, he's not a Game of Thrones guy, but I keep telling him, like, this is like a casual watch. Like, anybody,
this one,
Game of Thrones guy or not, is going to love that show. It's just really good TV.
Except there are just moments that will throw you off. You think you're watching sort of just like a CBS sitcom or just a CBS show or whatever, and then something will happen that'll throw you off.
Yeah, very like Game of Thrones, like crazy moments, shocking moments.
Yeah, like why? My wife almost turned it off immediately because, like, why do you have to show how they take a? I don't need to know how a knight takes a.
Was dying.
She almost left the room.
It was great because it was so random. Like you're dealing with the whole like sad moment, and then all of a sudden, just randomly the next scene, you're like, "What is going on?"
I thought it was really funny. Personally, I'm addicted to Survivor at this point. Beast Games ended, and I needed something to go to, so we started Survivor 50, and that's only like 3 episodes in. So we binged all of season 48. Now Chad recommended 46. We just finished it, and holy crap! I mean, this is 2 years old, so I'm not spoiling anything. 5 people. Jerry, do you watch Survivor at all? Have you ever watched Survivor?
Watched it way back in the day.
Okay. 5 people went out, got voted out with idols in their pockets. It just, every single time we're screaming at the TV, and a couple of them, well, one of them in particular was a great player. It was crazy. Like, some of the things, somebody played a fake idol. They made a fake idol and gave it to a girl, and she played it. And Probst is like, sorry.
I like Jesse. I like your logic of you're not spoiling it for anybody because it's 2 years old and you just watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
I've been out of the Survivor game for a long time. I'm getting sucked back in.
Jamie in the chat says that Scrubs is getting rebooted. I had no idea, and I'm pretty excited. I'm cautiously excited for that because I haven't seen anything about it yet, but I used to love Scrubs.
I hate Zach Braff with all of my heart and soul.
Why?
He's a scrub. He's a literal, actual scrub. I can't stand him. I don't know. There's just something about him. He's got a punch face. He's got just one of those faces you want to punch. I like
love
the other
Garden
guy.
State.
I like Donald Faison. He was funny and Clueless, but
yeah, he's good.
And is it John C. McGinley? That's the snarky head doctor or whatever.
I don't.
Is he going to be back?
His name?
You know way too many names, Jesse.
I don't know.
That must be a whole person thing. You can name like the top 7 actors on everything you watch.
That's just Jesse's autism. We all have an autism for something.
Everything you watch is like, oh, this is Bob Saget. I'm like, what? How do you know that?
He'll just throw out random names from shows like 20 years ago. I'm like, number one, I've never watched that show. Number two, that's like the only thing this actor's ever done. Why do you know their name? Like, there has to be something else for your brain storage to just hold.
I don't know. It's funny because my wife gets mad at me because I really am not good at that stuff.
She's better than you at that?
way better.
Oh man,
That's impressive.
that is impressive.
She doesn't. She has a job. She works for a state university. So like, she doesn't really do much. She sits at her computer all day and just reads celebrity articles.
This is it, even my favorite movies. I'm like the guy with the black hair.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude with the glasses.
Yeah.
I know Walton Goggins' name. I'll always know Walton Goggins.
Austin, what do you got for me?
I mean, me and Hannah have been rewatching 24. I told y'all that last week. We've almost made it through season 1. But the main thing I've been watching is college basketball conference tournaments.
Conference tournament.
Yeah, I love watching March Madness, anything. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, speaking of, I think I'm going to have to go to UMBC's conference finals on Saturday. I really don't want to. It's University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Although
The first 16 to beat a 1.
that's true. That's true. So I kind of have to, just in case they get in the tournament and make a little noise. I guess I have to go. Anything for you, Chad?
I just started rewatching Severance.
Ugh.
And also,
I mean,
no, he loves
You don't
it.
like
He just
Severance?
didn't like the ending of the
Yeah.
last
season 2.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
Yeah, I have a hatred for it currently.
I didn't mind it.
I did hate that ending.
I
but
didn't
go
mind
on.
it. But yeah, I'm rewatching that, which is a lot of fun because season 1 is just so good. Some of the best TV I've ever seen. And then I'm also watching just kind of for fun with my kid. We're watching that One Piece Netflix Live remake thing that they did, which is
I did
cool.
see
He's
that.
enjoying that.
All right, right on. All right, I think that's it. We got anything else?
Thank you, Jerry. Glad you could come on.
Of course,
Jerry,
y'all.
thank you so much for your time, man.
Of course, guys.
You were amazing.
Appreciate
And
y'all.
We're gonna have you on. We're gonna have you on for a mock draft really soon.
Good.
Yeah.
Whatever you
The
need.
chat's saying you need to come on more, Jerry. I agree. Anytime you
Yeah.
want to come on, just let us know.
Yeah, this was
Definitely.
an awesome episode. I appreciate it.
No,
man.
always. As always, not to get sad, but it's been a rough stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I hear you.
and it's hard to get in to sit in this chair and do this. It's only the second time I've done it. It's been hard, but I appreciate you guys. I love you guys for it because I need it too. Let's be honest. And
In case you're wondering, you still got it.
And Uncle Randers would not want me to not do it. So I mean, it
We
is
needed
what I
to
gotta
get.
do.
We need to get you back on that horse, and like Austin said, you still got it.
Yeah.
You didn't lose anything. in the
Mediocre as
interim.
ever. Mediocre as always.
But you'll fit right in here.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jamie in the chat's been chiming in all night. He's going to get really excited because I'm about to play the song that he wrote and made for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty!